Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. The post-debate blues, that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Because we have no agenda here, I don't watch the debates with a rooting interest. I'm simply interested in seeing if presidential candidates are really looking out for you. I believe you guys should be able to make up your own minds about who did well, who did not do well in the debates. But as we said last night, after all the verbiage was over, there isn't all that much difference among the Republican contenders, except for Rand Paul and John Kasich. Senator Paul doesn't really seem to see the urgency of the chaos overseas, and Governor Kasich is running on a humanitarian conservative platform in an age of deep anger against liberal tenets. Therefore, I believe those two candidates will not succeed, at least not this year. That leaves 6 viable contenders for the Republican nomination. If you believe the pundits, Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz gained momentum last night. Donald Trump, Ben Carson held their own. Carly Fiorina, Jeb Bush scored some points, but not enough to overtake or challenge the leaders. The one after-debate comment that struck me as completely ludicrous was this.
So, Dana, what was the mood like in that room? Because it appeared to me the moderators didn't ask very challenging questions.
Well, I think, and obviously that depends on who you're talking about. To me, one of the most fascinating divides that was on display on that stage last night was on the issue of immigration.
Ms. Costello has a history of provocative statements, and she is, of course, entitled to her opinion. But come on. The FBN moderators were on point, controlled the situation, covered a lot of ground. They should be proud of themselves, and that kind of, I didn't think they really asked the compelling questions. And that's a memo. Now for the top story tonight. Joining us from his headquarters here in New York City, Donald Trump, author of the big new book, Crippled America, How to Make America Great Again. I think the book is about America. First of all,
it's about America.
It's about some clarification. I need some stuff clarified tonight. Do you know Putin personally? Do you know him?
No, I don't. I was on 60 Minutes with him 4 weeks ago. I didn't shoot it at the same time. I mean, they did him,
and they did you
me
in
the
different
same
segments. Night. So you never met him?
It was a very successful show. No, I didn't meet him, no. But they had us on together. I call us stablemates, but we never met.
Okay. So you told me a few weeks ago when you first announced it, you believe you can make Putin your friend. Do you still believe that?
I do. And, it's possible that I couldn't. But if I couldn't, I'd get somebody else that could. That's what I do. I make friends with a lot of people, and that's how I become successful. I mean, it's one of the reasons. And I think Putin is somebody that would be much more friendly toward this country than he is right now. He doesn't like President Obama at all. And I understand that they have a very bad chemistry, and that can happen. In all fairness, I have that with certain people, too. I don't have that with you, but I have it with plenty of people.
All right.
But
now, do you
I will
remember?
Say that I think we could work
all right, so you would
together,
try to
yes.
win him over, make him your friend. Maybe you give him a golf membership to Doonbeg in Ireland. He can hit a few balls around, or something like that. Now, you remember President Bush the younger saying that he looked into Putin's soul and saw a good guy or something like that. You remember that, right?
I've heard that, yes.
Okay, and then Putin turns around and he hoses the USA whenever he gets a chance. So I'm not sure this is a friend.
Well, that's because he's given the opportunity.
Well, still.
Yeah, but that's because he's given the opportunity.
Still.
I mean, the people we have that represent us don't know what they're doing. So he has that opportunity. Why wouldn't he do it?
Well,
I would do that,
not
too,
the right
to
thing
whoever
to do.
I'm dealing with.
What did you think when Marco Rubio...
Well, it is the right thing, Bill. He's not representing us. He's representing Russia.
All right.
I mean, if he can make a deal because we have stupid leadership, I would say it's the right thing to do for Russia.
But he doesn't make deals. He just rolls soldiers in to cause destruction and shoots down airplanes. What did you think when Rubio said...
he does what he has to do.
What did you think when Rubio said that Putin's a gangster?
Well, I don't think it's a good thing to say, because let's assume that one of us get up there and we have that statement to live by. It's very, it's a big obstacle. You have to go through that obstacle to get a little bit friendly. Look, I've been dealing with people all of my life. Sometimes you deal with people you think are rough people, and they end up being very easy to deal with. You never know. But I think that's a tough statement to make up front, because it really is, you have to make up for a lot of lost territory once you make a statement.
All right,
like that.
but all indications are that he is a gangster, and that it's the capitalism over
Oh, he's
there
a
is a
tough
fraud.
guy. Hey, Bill.
Yeah,
Hey, Bill.
but it's more than that.
Bill,
There's guys
guy.
being killed over there, journalists being killed. There's guys getting money and parking it in Switzerland. You know what he is. But anyway, let's move ahead. I like Ike. Remember, I like Ike? You were around then, right?
I like Ike.
I like Ike.
Right. A lot of people liked Ike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, he deported, as you rightly pointed out, about 1 million, maybe a little bit more, illegal aliens back in the early 50s. Do you know what the program was called?
Well, now they think it's 2.2 million.
All right, whatever it might have been. Do you know what the program was called?
I do, but I wouldn't use the term. I don't like the term at all.
No, that's in English. But the formal thing is the Bracero program. Bracero program allowed Mexicans to come in here during World War II to work in our defense industries and in our agriculture because we had a labor shortage. And then what happened was that a lot of people poured across the border, and the Eisenhower administration said, look, you're corrupting the Bracero agreement we have, so we're going to haul you back. But believe me when I tell you, Mr. Trump, that was brutal what they did to those people to kick them back. I mean, the stuff they did was really brutal. It could never happen today.
I've heard it both ways. I've heard good reports. I've heard bad reports. We would do it in a very humane way. And, Bill, let me tell you, Truman also sent 3.5 million people out. So you have to check on that. But Truman, before Ike, sent 3.5 million people out.
All right, I'd have to research that. I'm not sure. But I said last night, and this is absolutely true, you have gotten a lot of currency and a lot of popularity on your tough immigration stance. And I back you on the wall. I back you. But I also don't think you could deport these people because the federal courts would stop you. And they would say each person that President Trump wants to deport has to have due process. So in the year 2050, you'd finally get around to it.
They're here illegally.
Doesn't matter.
Bill,
the Supreme Court would absolutely rule they all have to have due process because they're on American soil. You know that.
Do you remember when you said about the anchor babies that there's nothing you can do about it? And I said, yes, there is. And I was right about it. And frankly, all we need is a simple, well, yes, I was. You don't need a new amendment. All we have to do is go back to Congress and have a rather routine. It's been fully vetted now, Bill. I was right on the anchor babies.
The courts have ruled twice against the anchor baby stuff. You'd have to get a constitutional amendment passed to overturn that. You might be able to do it.
Bill,
you might be able to do it, but you just couldn't.
You don't have to do a constitutional amendment.
This goes around and around.
You need an act of Congress.
Okay,
I'm telling you, you need an act of Congress. Everybody thought you needed a constitutional amendment.
You could change the law.
You don't need that.
You could change the law,
you don't
absolutely,
need that.
But you couldn't do it retroactively. Now, who do you think?
You don't need a constitutional amendment.
All right, okay. Who do you think, right now, at this point in history, is your main challenger among the Republican candidates?
I think they're all challengers.
Come on, give me one.
Some that are down
give me
at the
one
bottom.
that you think about.
I'm not. Well, I would say that people are thinking in terms of Cruz and Rubio. They say on the other side, the side where they've been elected to office, but other things they don't have. They don't have my experience, certainly. I've created tens of thousands of jobs. I built a company that's worth many, many, many billions of dollars. It's a great company with very little debt, tremendous cash flows, and I deal with people from all over the world. I deal with countries from all over the world. Who has my experience? I mean, nobody's ever done what I've done.
I don't think you're the one that's being attacked for a guy who couldn't understand the thing. That's more Carson. Nobody with credibility is saying, look, Trump couldn't handle the work. I didn't hear that. But I think Cruz is closer. Yeah, I know. But I think Cruz is closer to you than Rubio is. Last word.
Well, it's very interesting. I was standing next to Rubio last night. We got along fantastically well. He's a nice guy, and Ted has been fantastic. I have a lot of good relationships that you wouldn't even believe. And, last night standing on that stage, people that you would think are not getting along with me or we don't get along with, we have actually some pretty good relationships.
Listen,
it would be surprising to people.
And maybe sometime Vlad Putin will join you right on the stage, and you guys can go bowling. Everybody will be friends. It'll be great.
Well, that will be an interest, and you'll be the first one to cover it. I guarantee you that.
You bet. All right, Mr. Trump. As always, we appreciate it. We know you're very busy, and thank you for taking the time as always.